Hey, this is Miss D for Sports Reporter More. Let's get into it. I want to talk about the male dominated PC media who had a problem with Angel Reese celebrations and the hypocrisy of how they responded to Caitlin Clark of Iowa. And I feel like the PC media was using Caitlin Clark as a proxy to the great hype. They just wanted Caitlin to win so bad. They hyped her up. She played good. She averaged late 20s, early 30s. A lot of games she scored 30 points, and she had a good tournament. And so did Angel Reese, averaged a double-double in the tournament. But, you had people from Barstool saying she was classless and she's weird, and you had people like Keith Olbermann saying she's an effing idiot. And I just thought that was very inappropriate because Angel Reese she's a young lady. She's only 20 years old. So you pick with a young lady who's in college having fun. Throughout the whole tournament, you had players going back and forth with each other all game. It seemed like when Angel Reese picked with their hype, is when the media really was in an uproar. And they just tend to forget that Caitlin Clark was doing the UKCB side and telling people to shut up and waving people off, and she was doing all type of things. But when the situation was reversed and Angel Reese got back at her with the UKCB and showing her ring finger, telling her, hey, I'm gonna get a ring. People had a problem with that. And it's very unfortunate that they used Caitlin Clark, and she's also a young lady that played, like I said, she played very well in the tournament. You use her as a proxy because you had some kind of issue with LSU team, not just Angel. So like the media had an issue with the LSU team, and it's like the PC media is still in the quiet part out loud, said thug or ghetto, which is kind of code words for the N-word to me when people say that. And it's so unfortunate. It's like Caitlin Clark did the same thing, mostly to to the LSU player, no, the Louisiana player, the Louisville player. She was white. She, said some words to her and did the UKCB, but most of the players were black. And I noticed the media really didn't call Kristen Clark unsportsman, said she was unsportsmanlike. But when Angel Reese did that to Caitlin, it was uproar. I don't get the double step. Well, I get it. You had a lot of people talking about they want Iowa to win. And I'm thinking, did you want Iowa to win because most of their players are white? And you didn't want LSU to win because most of their players are black, and you had some kind of underlying issue that you was trying to use her as a proxy to be the great hype, without giving Angel Reese her credit, who averaged a double-double in the tournament, which is very hard to do. And it was a whole bunch of players in the tournament that went back and forth with one another. So I don't get why uproar over what something like a 20-year-old would do. She's still a young lady. Things happen. Players get in the heat of the moment. They both was going back and forth all through the tournament with different players. And now you're in an uproar because you deem Caitlin as your hype. You hyped her up. And she deserves some credit, of course. But so do Angel Reese. And this is real sad that it came down. It seemed like it came down. People really noticed it came down to black and white with some of the media members. They didn't say that, but that's the way you behave because you didn't watch the games and you didn't see that Caitlin Clark was doing basically the same thing Angel Reese was doing, and she didn't get any backlash. So, hopefully the media would in the future will do better. And I notice a pattern where there's a lot of older PC media members have a problem. People over the age of 40 who had a problem with her. You had the guy from Barstool, like I said, calling Dave Portnoy, calling her weird and she's unsportsman. She acted like a idiot. Then you have Keep Over and says she's an effing idiot. And I'm just wondering, they say it's not about race, but why did people really vote for Iowa, really root for Iowa? Did you root for them because they're mostly all-white team? Or did you root for Iowa because of Caitlyn? You want her to be the next best thing, the next best hype, because you have an issue with a young black lady. And when people question that, people want to deny, oh no, that's not true. But some of the things you say, and people notice hypocrisy. They notice that you didn't have the same words for Caitlyn, who was doing all type of things throughout the tournament, to her opponent as far as taunting their language. It was okay when she did it. With Angel Reese, it was a lot of back and forth with different players she played against. But she gets labeled as ghetto and unsportsmanlike. So this whole situation really, I knew there was some issues in the media, but I think it opened up took a lot of people by surprise. And I hope it opened up dialogue with the young ladies that's Angel's age, Angel and Caitlyn's age, who are in their early 20s and college age, to re-examine racism, subtle things that people say in the media, subtle things that people do, and really change it and demand change. Far as I would never want to see this happen again. Far as I want everybody to be able to. Of course, you don't want to taunt and you want to be sportsmanlike, but I don't want people to be labeled something that they're not. I want both players to be able to just have fun. And the media turned it something it shouldn't have been, and they try to hide it, but the way they was talking about it was outraged for what reason, I don't know, because everybody in the tournament was, a lot of players in the tournament was taunting each other, so it's not a big deal. But it became black and white because, it seemed black and white because most of the players on Iowa was white, and most of the players on LSU was black. And you didn't have the same energy that you had for Angel. You didn't get that same energy to Caitlyn. And it was just a lot of double standards, racial double standards going on. And so I just want to put my 2 cents in there as a black woman watching this, and how we've been stereotyped when we're very confident and we don't back down. We say what we mean. So this whole situation is kind of sad, but it teaches people a valuable lesson that didn't know that these things were going on. So that's just my 2 cents on it. And both players seem to be coming back next year, so we'll see what next year will bring. We'll see. But now I'm hearing that Jill Biden, the First Lady Jill Biden, is planning to invite Iowa to the White House. I think it's kind of strange. Usually the winning team goes to the White House. It's just this whole thing, I don't get it, because let's reverse the situation. Let's say that Iowa beat LSU and that Caitlyn was doing You Can't See Me and followed Angel to the bench and did you can't see me and showing her ring finger. With the media have said that Caitlyn was unsportsman, been a poor sport by going and so-called follow her around, and will Jill Biden invite LSU to the White House even though they didn't win. So it's very bizarre, and people are really showing who they really are. And when they get called out about that, they tend to want to no, that's not true. I'm not racist, or I don't have any biases. But the way you responded, like Angel Reese did, she was just the most horrible person ever to play basketball. And but just people just showing their hand, and I don't understand the mindset of Jill Biden for inviting her to the White House. You don't necessarily invite the runner-up to the White House. It's supposed to be to the winning team, so that could send a bad precedent. Now other teams are like, well, hold on, you invited Iowa, and maybe you wanted to go to the White House. So it's just a weird topic. As far as it just shows you when we haven't came far enough, as far as how the media responds to black players, male or female. So it's just weird that this happened. Not weird. It really exposed some things that need to be fixed, and maybe we need to hire more people that's younger, a little bit younger, or not younger. Hire some people that's more diverse, because it's still need the media still has some issues. So hopefully the fact that we called this out, it will stop. It will slow it down a little bit. Hopefully we will never have to have this type of situation happen. These are two young ladies. They're young. They was both having fun. I don't think they was thinking what the media was thinking, and the media kind of ruined the situation. I don't think Angel did anything wrong. Even Kate didn't do anything wrong. They were just being youngsters. It was being people that's in their early 20s having fun. They wasn't the only two in the tournament that was doing little gestures or talking smack to each other. It's just something that happened in the game. So, well, that's my 2 cents. And I'm Miss D for Sports Report.